Okay, asante sana.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Glad to see you, daktari.
Mnaendelea vizuri?
Vizuri kabisa, tunashukuru.
Sawa sawa.
Mungu anasaidia.
Okay. My name is Dr. Mghoi-Psychological, the psychological counselor. I'm a career counselor. I'm also director career services, and I'm here to just basically talk about bachelors of law. Unajua ukiita Kiswahili unanipoteza now that ati bwana sheria sijui. But basically I just want to talk about Bachelor of Law. A Bachelor of Law, we offer it in Chuka University, and I'm also sure that it is also there in some other universities. Now, I want to say this, for you to do Bachelor of Law, you need some qualifications. You need to have, if you arrived at any university as a self-sponsored student with a C+, but B in Kiswahili or English or Kiswahili. And sana English, and I'm not biased, is because I have rarely seen lawyers arguing in Kiswahili. Most of the time I see them arguing in English and using very, very technical words there, vocabularies there that you really need to understand. So if you walked into a university and you wanted to be a self-sponsored student with a C+, they can admit you if you have a B in English or Kiswahili. They can be able to admit you. However, we are not saying that the students that want to do law should go to school and only learn English or Kiswahili. No, they need other subjects to be able to make a C+ grade. You need other subjects. You need the subjects in group 2. You need subjects in group 3. You need subjects in group 4. To be able to make a C+ and above, or to be able to make a B, or to be able to make an A. Now, the Bachelor of Law is very, very competitive, and therefore that's why I'm saying that if you walked into a university as a self-sponsored student with a C+, and a B in English or Kiswahili, you can be able to secure yourself an opportunity. But if you want to be placed by the government, you must up your game. You must up your game, and you must be able to perform very, very well. Now, the word law simply basically means sharia or regulations or rules. So when we are talking about, are you following the law? We are actually asking you whether you are actually following the regulations or following the rules of the country, or following the rules of a school, or following the regulations of an organization, and so on. So basically that word law comes from there. It comes from rules, regulations, and so on. So already when you see that word, you know it will be something to do with regulations, laws, and so on. Things that are right in a country or right in an organization. Now, a lawyer is a professional, the cause law is actually a professional course. It's a professional course. It's a professional job, which needs to be registered by the association that allow them to be able to practice. So it's basically a professional job or a professional law. Now, you do this Bachelor of Law for 4 years. Basically, you do it for, you do it for, for 4 years. But after you've done it for 4 years, you need 12 months to do diploma in law. 12 months to do diploma in law at Kenya School of Law. That now helps you to practice, or actually allows you to practice. So after you've done your exams in the university for 4 years, you've been doing exams for 4 years, you need to go to this school of law, and you need to also learn there a diploma for 4 years. And once you pass this exam, which is very, very tough, if you pass this exam, now then you are registered by the law and by the Association of Law, and then now you are able to practice your law. You are able to practice a Law Society of Kenya. Then you are able to practice. Yes. And there are some skills that are needed for you to be a lawyer. Yes. Actually, you need to assess yourself when wakati unatamani the Bachelor of Law, ask yourself whether you actually can make it to be.
Kitu cha kwanza kabisa nafikiri unahitaji mtu ambaye anapenda argument sana.
Ati mtu anapenda argument?
Hapo naweza nikasema mimi naweza nikaanguka hapo ndani.
You like argument, eh? You don't like losing. Then you should go back and do law. By the way, your dream is still valid. You can go back and still do law. You're very young.
Yeah, I'm
You
still
can
very
you can
young.
you can still go
Probably
back.
because I'm aspiring to become a politician.
Yes.
I've seen it's a well-paying job.
Now, can you imagine if you combine law and journalism and
Yeah.
mass communication? You know, that would be a very good combination.
But I hope
It is
I,
explosive,
yeah,
by the way.
very explosive. And I hope I won't be like, are we together, Mutus?
No. You'll be able to answer the questions because
Very
you'll
nice.
do your research very, very well.
Mhm.
So, of course, you need to actually be someone who can be able to do research. So, you want some of the skills that you need to have to be able to be a lawyer or as a lawyer. You need to be a trustworthy person. That is one thing. Of course, we know lawyers, if you hear them arguing in the court, sometimes you wonder whether they are trustworthy or not. But they are defending their client, and therefore that is why they probably look like they are not very trustworthy because they twist things here and there. Another skill that you need to have is discretion. You need to have discretion. You need to be discreet. Being discreet means you're not going out there sharing about people's or your clients' problems, your clients' issues.
No.
Clients have come to you, they have confided in you, and then you are there talking about it. So you need to be very, very discreet because sometimes lawyers know that you have killed someone, but they will argue it around, and you become like you're not the one. Yes,
like you did not commit
like
it
you did not.
knowingly.
Yes,
Maybe you were under influence of something.
under the influence of something. So they will twist it around until finally it looks like, hey, did this person really kill this person?
Defending crime.
Yes. So, not really defending crime, but
That is your client.
that is your client. So you're not supposed to look at it that way. So anyway, you're supposed to be discreet. When someone shares with you something, you keep it and you don't really go sharing about it. You are also supposed to have good command of English. Do you remember when we were told this is hot air? Munakumbuka hot air time?
I remember.
So you're supposed to have good command of English.
Right.
You're supposed to have active listening skills. You're supposed to have interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills is being able to work with other people. You're supposed to also be somebody who does a research or researches. If you are defending a certain case, you must do your research thoroughly. Not only in that particular case, but also other related cases that have ever happened over the world.
Right.
So you must check: is there a case like this one in America? Has there been a case like this one in Europe? Has there been a case like this one in Asia? So you do your research in that particular. So if you don't like reading, please don't go to law. If you don't like reading, please don't go there. Then you must also have analytical skills or logical skills. Analytical skills, logical skills, to be able to analyze things, to be able to also bring logic into situations. You have to have that. You also have to have planning skills. Someone who is able to plan, organizational skills. You also have to have negotiation skills. So this is not just about being argumentative. This is not just being about someone who can be able to argue and win, as he's saying that he likes argument. It's not just about being, argumentative. It is someone that has to be analytical, someone that has to be logical, someone that has to do a research, someone that has to have organizational skills, and planning skills. For you to be a lawyer, you must be on toes almost every now and then. Yes.
Maana tunasema kwamba jamani, wanasheria wengi sana.
Yes.
Japokuwa wanatutetea pale kwenye koti wakati ambapo tumeshikwa na makosa hapa na pale. Kana kwamba we like siding with the crime. Unajua jamani, kwamba jamani mimi nimefanya hichi na hichi. Unajua vizuri kabisa. Na niko na makosa lakini I'll still defend you. So wanajaribu kusema kwamba jamani wakati mwingine morality na lawyers ni kama vitu mbili tofauti.
Sometimes they say something like that because also there is this case about pale Marekani, the Simpson case. It happened that lawyer wake was very good. Alitetea mpaka he killed someone. He killed his, I think it was his wife. But alitetea mpaka ikuwa ni kama he did not commit the murder.
He did not commit it.
Na aka walk free.
Yes.
Just like that.
You know why? Because of these analytical skills, these research skills, these organizational, this planning, this command of words or command of language, and then basically a lawyer is supposed to, if it is your client, even if your client has done something wrong, you must punch holes there. You must punch holes in this case. Did you see this person? Was he really there at that particular time? Did you see the weapon? Did you see I don't know what? And they punch holes until finally the case becomes very, very weak. even if it was a case that everybody could see that it is something that should happen. But now, you know, what we are talking about is just one area of the career of a lawyer. Just defending someone in the law court, you know, being, there in the law court defending someone is just one area of the career. Right. Otherwise, as a lawyer, you can be a prosecution officer. Still, you are working in the court, but then you are the one who is assisting those that have come there to bring out, to bring out exactly what they want to report about or what they want to represent there. So you can be a prosecution officer. You organize the files of the court on a day, and you represent, you not really representing, but you are like the mediator between the judge and the people that are the witness and the person who is probably claiming. So, prosecution officer. You can be a prosecution officer. You can be a lecturer. So, when you're talking about lawyer, you know, you're thinking only about someone. Tunafikiria tu lazima ukue kotini ukidefend mtu ambaye ameua mtu, you know. But no, you can be a lecturer. You can be the one who is lecturing people to become lawyers. You can be a private practitioner lawyer who now you wait. If someone has been taken to court, they come to you and they tell you, I want you to defend me in this one. Or you want to report, you have reported a case and you want a lawyer to be able to represent you and to bring it out in a clear way, because it's not easy to stand in a court of law and actually talk about your case. It's not very easy, because of maybe the other person has a lawyer and that lawyer will start punching holes as we are talking about, and therefore they will twist you there until you cannot be able to talk. So when you have a lawyer to represent you, they are able to argue a case out. And then you can be the judge. Now the judge is the one that now sits, listens to both sides and makes a judgment. Yes. Endo upande huu uko na uzito, upande huu uko na evidence, alafu hata yeye pia lazima atumie sheria pale, lazima quote some articles, lazima quote some cases to be able to come up with a judgment. So you can be a judge. You can also be a family lawyer. A family lawyer basically is not to defend you when you have done a crime. A family lawyer can even help you to buy land, can even help you to buy property, can even advise you on some businesses that probably you are doing. If you are doing some businesses, they can advise you on businesses and how to do them. So you can be a family lawyer. You can be a solicitor general. You can be a solicitor general. You can be a mediation lawyer. A mediation lawyer is a lawyer that is in mediation. So when you are doing mediation between two people, you have the knowledge of the law, and you are able now to advise and help these two parties to come to an agreement. You can be a constitutional advisor. You look at the constitution, like the constitution of Kenya, and you check where is it that this constitution is not fair enough, or it needs changes here and there. So you can be a constitutional lawyer. You can also be involved when constitution is being made. You can be a researcher. You can be a researcher, and basically you decide that you're going to be doing researches. It can be researches about crime. It can be researches about injustices. It can be researches about how things can be done well, and so on. You can also be a magistrate. You can be a magistrate. You can be a company lawyer. You can be an attorney general. You can be a litigation lawyer. You can be a property lawyer. You know, there are so many areas that someone can be able to work as a lawyer. But now the one that is in our mind that we always think about is that person who stands before a judge and, anakutetea. Huyo ndo tunafikiria sana. But atukumbuki kwamba hata the person who is there as a prosecutor is also a lawyer. The person who is there as a judge is also a lawyer. You can be a family lawyer. You can be a company lawyer. A company lawyer is someone who is based or situated in a company to just basically, when there are those maybe contracts being done, being signed, maybe some MOUs being signed of an organization, that lawyer is there to ensure that their organization is protected and that there are no clauses there that will bring problems in future, because sometimes you have small clauses that are hidden somewhere, or interpretation here and there. So you can also be a company lawyer. You don't need to really go and defend people in the court of law.
Bila shaka.
Yes.
Asante sana Daktari Joyce Mghoi pale. Msikilizaji, unasikia mambo ambayo yako pale kwenye kozi ya wanasheria. Nafikiri my brother
I'm still growing my interest.
Nataka kuwa daktari.
Nataka kuwa daktari tena.
You know, you find these courses interesting when Madam Joyce is talking about it. Very interesting. They're very interesting bwana. Mpaka unaona you should change your line of work.
Tunachukua break kidogo
Sawa.
Pale vile tutakuwa tunazungumza swala zima la
sawa.
ambao mnasomea kozi ya wanasheria. Mnaweza jiajiri namna gani?
Yes,
very important.
Yes. It's very, very important.
Zile kuingia ndani pale kutoka kwenye nambari SMS 0740233447. Tuko naye Daktari Joyce Mghoi, Director of Career Services hapa katika chuo kikuu cha Chuka, na pia ambaye ni mwanasaikolojia jamani. Kwa hivyo zile kuzungumza nasi pale vile ilikuwa ni tabu tena zaidi. Meantime, kibao chake Guardian Angel featuring Hizo na Educative Tuesday, msikilizaji, kibao ni chake Guardian Angel pale Taunet Telela asubuhi ya leo, dakika zimekata 51 baada ya saa 2 majira ikiwa ni Afrika Mashariki. We are here with Daktari Joyce Mghoi, yuko ndani ya studio jamani, ambaye ni Director of Career Services hapa katika chuo kikuu cha Chuka, na ambaye pia ni mwanasaikolojia. Karibu sana daktari.
Asante sana.
Katika awamu ya pili ya mjadala wetu asubuhi ya leo.
Yes.
Na sasa tulikuwa
ulikuwa unaongea about
tulikuwa tunazungumzia wanasheria,
kozi
ya wanasheria.
Yes.
Sasa mwanasheria jamani, anaweza jiemploy na sababu
mwanasheria anaweza jiemploy. The only challenge is being known, creating a name. Creating a name.
So it's all about being known.
Yes, creating a name. That is the only challenge, the initial start of their own self-employment. The challenge can be creating a name for themselves, because people normally go for those lawyers ambao wamebobea, those lawyers ambao they see them succeeding in cases. When you have a very serious case, you want a lawyer that actually you are sure that you're going to win that particular case. So it is very, very possible for us, someone to complete 4 years, then to go to the Kenya School of Law, complete the 12 months and do an exam and be registered. And then after that, they can open their own private practice. We call it private practice. So when they open their own private practice, they can start, receiving cases. They can start also talking to people, doing networking, and be able to get their own cases. And they do self-employment. Not only doing self-employment, but they are also able to employ other people to help them run the farm, run the law firm. They can also become consultants. Consultants, because there are even people that they are consultants. Wamebobea sana. Yani wao wako na jina kubwa such that people come to consult them they consult them. They consult them concerning cases. They, and they pay them. And they pay them for consultation and for advice. So they can also become consultancy. They can have their own private practice. It's very, very possible. And they can build their name slowly. And they can be able to build their name, and they can be able... By the way, I know people that completed law school and they have never been employed by anyone. They completed, they looked for there is a friend of mine, he completed, he looked for a place in Nairobi, Ludhuli Avenue, and he has been there since he completed his studies. And he's grown over time, and he's running his private practice. So it is very, very possible for you to have a private practice and to also employ other people.
Asante sana daktari. Now,
yes.
What does this job entail? What do you do? What do you do?
Hii kazi ni ngumu. I mean, not really ngumu. What I say, by the way, is even if a cause is difficult, you become... I think I've ever said here, there is no cause that an individual cannot do when they psych their mind to do it. Because you become, you interact with people that are doing that job, you interact with people of the like minds, and you become like people who probably it is medicine, and they have never even slaughtered a chicken before, and therefore they are wondering, sasa mimi nimekuwa daktari, now niko hapo, itakuwa namna gani? I don't like seeing blood and so on. If you have a positive mind and a positive attitude, you learn to see others do. You learn to see your lecturer do. You learn to see your tutors do. You learn to see, you go for attachment. You learn to see other people do. You become. So even this job also entails learning. It entails a lot of learning. Now, the day-to-day activity of a lawyer is to advise. You are an advisor. You are a representative. You represent people. You are maybe you represent individuals, maybe you represent businesses, maybe you represent the government, maybe you represent agencies. So your day-to-day is actually to advise, to represent other people, to communicate with the client, whatever information that you've probably received, you are able to communicate with the client or the judge. You are also able to conduct research, just the way I've said. You must conduct researches that are related to the case that you are handling, so that you can even quote them in the as you are defending your client. You can quote them that in America, such and such a case, this is what happened, and this is, you are trying to build your case. So you must be able to do a lot of research and analyze legal problems. Analyze legal problems. You must interpret the law, look at the law, know the law, and interpret that particular law. Because law needs interpretation. We are told law needs interpretation because sometimes you may not understand the implication of law. So you interpret also rulings of other cases, just the way I've said. You interpret regulations, you prepare files for your client, and you actually, if you are the one representing them, you appear there. If not, if you are working in a company, again, just the way I've said, you must check the contracts, you must check some of the things that are being done, you must check MOUs being done, and you must also be able to be in touch with everything that is happening in your institution to avoid a legal case. So you advise them here and there. So there is a lot of work for lawyers.
Exactly.
Yes.
Asante sana daktari. Pale upande wako, my brother.
Tukimalizia, I wanted to ask, for example, I scored less than a C+
Yes.
in high school.
Yes.
And I wanted to do, is it possible?
By the way, kuna good news. Kuna very, very, very good news. Very good news, by the way. Very good news. Now, the Kenya School of Law has started a diploma course of paralegals. A paralegal studies, they call it paralegal studies training, paralegal program. Actually, they call it PTP, paralegal training program. Now, they are taking people who have a C in English and have a C English or Kiswahili and have a C min grade. So we know that law is a high caliber course, actually high caliber course, and if you want to do it through the government, you must score very highly because it's very, very competitive. But now they have brought a paralegal course, paralegal training program, that you can do it in Kenya School of Law. And the good news is you can do it online or you can do it physical. So that means anybody can be able to take this particular course wherever they are. So long as they have bundles, they have internet, they can be able to do it. And actually, they are starting this May, this particular May.
So it is something that was never there.
It was not there.
Now it's there.
Now it is there, officially there. So anybody who completed Form 4 between the year 2000 and 2024, those are the people they are admitting. Kama will complete 2000, between the year 2000 and 2024, and you had a C, and your passion was to do law. You have a C min grade, and you have a C in English or Kiswahili. Run there and register for this particular course.
If now a diploma is possible, can we say that we can still pursue masters in law?
Yes, we can actually pursue masters in law. So we have said that initially it was only the degree that was there for law, but now you can do a paralegal program and start at diploma level, and then you can be able to progress. When you have completed your degree, you can also do a master's in law, and you can also do a PhD in law. When you do a master's in law, you specialize. You specialize in a certain area.
In a certain field.
On a certain field, like constitutional law, administrative law, corporate law, criminal law, maybe unataka two criminals, represent criminals, or environmental law, we have environmental lawyers, environmental law, civil law, intellectual property law, international laws, you specialize labor laws, you specialize immigration law, you specialize banking laws, you specialize. So you can do masters and specialize in a certain area.
Wow.
And you progress.
Some good information pale kutoka kwa daktari msikilizaji asubuhi ya leo. Kwani nimejua mengi sana asubuhi kuhusiana na kozi ya wanasheria.
I'm growing my interest day by day.
Please do it. Please do it. Your dream is valid.
Still very valid.
By then, I regret. 4 years ago when we were starting law in Chuka University, I wish ningejoin. Actually, ningekuwa na graduate.
It is possible.
Ningekuwa na graduate, by the way. But anyway, it is very, very possible. What I can say is that anybody who has missed this program, they can go to Touch of Grace KE and they can be able to watch this particular program. It is also here in TikTok. You can also be able to watch it there and ask the questions. Thank you.
Asante sana. Tumekuwa naye Daktari Joyce Mghoi, Director of Career Services hapa katika chuo kikuu cha Chuka, ambaye pia ni mwanasaikolojia. Msikilizaji, alikuwa tunaongelea mada ya kozi ya wanasheria. Saa 3 zimegonga juu ya alama wakati wa habari kutoka University Radio pale vile. Habari kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Ruth na tayari ameshatundika studioni kutuambia what is happening pale vile. Kwa Sky Mbali, we coming right away back pale. Kumbuka we will come in risala la 4 itakuwa ni courtesy of Cooperative Bank pale Jar account, so don't go far away. Itakuwa ni tamu tena zaidi. Niite Kigogo Ntondolo kama kawaida.
Kijana Maseven Sene tuipeni kumjingu.
Kutoka pembe zote za Kenya na kote duniani. Wale watakuja kutumwika kwa matanga ya ndugu yetu